So, welcome back to another Humble Choice month of Humble choices. I think maybe haven't really figured out the intro yet, but here we go. So, welcome back, and we are back at Humble Bundle. We just got the new Humble Choice for like 20 minutes ago, and I decided to record it straight away. I have just quickly taken a look over all of the games, but let's get straight into it. First of all, it's a good thing to remember that this is not a review, but an overview of the games. But let's get straight into it. First game of this bundle is Tropico 6 El Press Edition. So if you don't know Tropico, what it is, it's basically a city builder where you are El Presidente, the person who decides whatever happens. So it's a city builder with a dictator kind of feel to it, I guess. And it's a bit of a different one from City Skylines, for example, because there are some more weird things where you, for example, you can build. Let's get back to the start. You have to build a palace for yourself and stuff like that. So it's a city builder. It's number 6. We just had a bundle on Humble Bundle with, I think, 3, 4, and 5 maybe, but I didn't buy it because I already had them. So Tropico 6 is the first game, and the next game is called Fey Tactics, I think is the name, how you pronounce it, and it's basically a strategy RPG game. If you go down to here, it is a unique menu-less turn-based tactical gameplay, where you have to manage the magical elements of your party to counter the enemy's elements, befriend a colorful cast of allies, level up and customize their abilities. So it's a turn-based tactical game, I guess, and as it says here in Fey Tactics, follow a young magic user named Peony on her journey across a vibrant world full of mystery and danger. Summon allies, cast spells, and befriend a motley crew of characters as you dive into the growing conflicts between men, and magical beings known as Fae. So that is this game. Don't really know too much about it other than what you can read down here. Next one is called Sunless Bundle, which is a bundle with both Sunless Skies and Sunless Sea. So as far as I know, this is it says down here that it is a horror roleplay game with focus on exploration and exquisite storytelling. Basically, I think it's a top-down kind of game where you have a flying steam locomotive, and you're just flying around in the world and doing stuff. You recruit officers on your adventure so it all stands out with you choosing who you are, if you're a poet or whatever, and what you've done in the past and stuff like that, and then you on your adventure get your recruits and your officers, and yeah, I think that's it. It does say that it's a kind of horror game, I think, though I don't know really much about it. But as I say, it's a top-down. You have this locomotive you're flying around in. It's a top-down game. Or top-down games, I guess they are rather similar. And you fly around or swim around, I guess, in the water or the sky, or the sea or the sky. Next game is a game called Iron Danger. It's an indie adventure RPG and as far as I can see, it has a bit of a weird one here. If I read this, Iron Danger is a tactical combat game with a unique time manipulation mechanic, a never before seen combination that blends the tactical depth of turn-based games with the exciting action of real-time games. So I don't know if it's either turn-based or a real-time game, but I guess that is what it is. The graphics look actually rather good. They are kind of simple. They are very fantasy-ish, I think you can call it. But they seem really good, and it actually seems like a kind of great game. But once again, I don't actually know quite how the turn-based game with the exciting action of real-time games works. Anyways, next game is called Autonauts. I don't know how to actually pronounce it, but this is basically a game where you start out in some area, and then you just have to play the game, automate a lot of things and stuff. I actually was going to buy this game at some point, but never actually got around to do it. So I really am glad that this game is now on the Humble Choice. And as you can see, let's see, travel the universe, colonizing uninhabited planets with the sole goal of setting worlds in motion through the power of automation. I don't know why I couldn't pronounce that. Fresh from your spaceship, you must harvest stick and stone and begin your colonization efforts. Create rudimentary crafting items from blueprints and slowly build a number of worker bots, it says, to aid in your efforts. Teach and shape their artificial intelligence with a visual programming language. Then instruct them to begin the formation of your colony. Marvel as a planet you shaped becomes home to a civilization of worker bots, happy to do your bidding. Expand further with the creation of colonists, beings that require your assistance to survive. Push your worker bots further by introducing fishing, cooking, housing, and tailoring, and help the colonists into a state of transcendence. Let's just see if I can have a picture of I can't really. I was trying to see if I could get a picture of the programming language they use when you program the robots, but I couldn't find one. Let's get to the next game. It is called Shadows Awakening. So this game is you basically play a demon called a Devourer, or I guess they are called the Devourers, the evil demons that possess souls, and then they get the abilities and memories and personalities of the souls that they acquire, and then they can materialize them as their puppets. And you basically are playing. I don't actually know the story further than that, other than you are a demon and possess souls and get their powers and personalities and stuff like that. It is a action RPG, so I think it might be a decently large game, though I don't know the actual size of it. The next game is Fantasy Blacksmith, which is a indie simulation game. It's a game about you being a blacksmith, basically. It's a blacksmith simulation game where you basically are a blacksmith and you... Siri, I'm not talking to you. You are basically a blacksmith and you are trying to to, I guess, make weapons and stuff like that. As it says down here, you are they need blacksmith if you can just make a simple sword. So you got some business from the very start, and then you, as you grow your blacksmith and get better upgrades, you can make better weapons. And it just does say that there are 10+ billion variations of swords to make, and that is rather interesting. I don't know what this mini game with the dice is, but I saw one up here as well, so I don't know, but it is there. This game, you play a blacksmith and you create swords, which is rather nice. The next game is The Suicide of Rachel Foster. This game is basically your family has a hotel, and the father had an affair, and I don't actually know if it's Rachel that got pregnant or Rachel was a child of a pregnant. I don't know how to understand. I think Rachel got pregnant and then she committed suicide. Then after a while the mother dies as well, and the girl Nicole has to get back to the hotel to try and sell it and do some compensation for Rachel's family, though it doesn't go quite as planned. And it is, as it says down here, a multi-layered narrative thriller combining elements of mystery and horror. So it doesn't actually say that it's a horror game, but I do think you can call it a horror game very much. It does seem like one, I guess. Then we have Goat of Duty. As you can read here, it all started with a freak nuclear accident that gave all the goats the necessary intelligence to quickly overthrow their human owners. With the powerful rams, high jumps, and near ear-blowing bleeds. No, wait, that wasn't it. The goats were intelligent from the very beginning, but since they had no thumbs, they waited patiently for the humanity to develop automated robots capable of producing what they needed in order to... No, that doesn't work either. In an alternate universe, goats are the mightiest warriors of the... And then what it basically says, there is no actual lore to the game. You're just a goat who has a gun, who shoots other goats with other guns. It's basically Call of Duty, a FPS first-person shooter game where you are a goat. I mean, there is nothing more to it than that. So yeah, that's a game, I guess. It sounds interesting, but it does sound kind of weird as well. Now we have the next game called The Uncertain Last Quiet Day. Basically, the human race has been I was going to say eliminated. I guess the humans have gone extinct, and you play as a robot called RT-217NP, who seems to be very curious about the human race, long and extinct in wasting wars. So basically you play as a robot, and some of the key features in this game is classic 3D adventure with unique stories, beautiful graphics and immersive atmosphere, original indie soundtrack made using NVIDIA GameWorks, HBAO Plus, DOF and FXAA technologies. I don't know much about those things, but I guess it's something you can use to make a game. So you plays a robot, and he is curious, or she, I don't know. It's curious about the human race, and it's trying to figure out stuff. So I guess it's an adventure game of the sorts. Right. Next game is just called Basement. It's an indie strategy simulation game, And it's one of these games where you have this house. If you played Fallout Shelter, I think it's kind of like Fallout Shelter and games like that. It's just the only one I just could think of. Basically, you start out with a small house or small basement, and you have to do a drug, make drugs and sell them, stuff like that, to finance, apparently, or fund the development of your dream video game, which is a rather strange way to fund your game, but I guess that's just how it is. You'll start in an old uncle's basement and quickly realize how complex and unpredictable the world of drug dealing business is. Expand your influence, sell at high rates, get better workers, equipment, weapons, upgrade your production, and make your dream come true. Which is basically what you want when you sell drugs, right? I don't know. I guess it's just one of these games where you start out with something small. Well, not this one. This is one of the, I guess, places you can raid, maybe. So yeah, if you played Fallout Shelter, I think it's rather much like that. Then we have Light Matter. Light Matter is a form of I guess I actually don't know much about the gameplay in this game because I would like to play it blind when I get to it. But basically, light matter is a form of matter, I guess, which is used to generate energy. And as you can see it here, you've been personally invited to the world debut of light matter, the greatest breakthrough in renewable energy since the sun was born. Basically, this letter you get here is actually rather fun. During your visit, you might stumble into our cat log, so if you experience skin rashes, headaches, or hair loss, keep in mind that you might be allergic to cats. That's actually rather fun. It can be because of the energy generator thingy. It's probably because of the cat, but it's a good read, short good read. I haven't, as I said, done much reading, but I think, as it says, a homage to first person puzzlers, so it seems like it's a puzzle game kind of game, adventure game, it says, but I think there are a lot of puzzles in it. And now we're back to Tropico 6, which we have already talked about. So there is a thing this month, just like last month and the month before, and that is, if you are either premium or on the premium or on the classic plan, you can get all 12 games this month, which makes it rather easy for me to decide which games that I'm going to choose, which is basically all of them. Of course, there's a couple of DRM free games, Fate of Kai and something else, Saizagi, I guess, I don't know how to pronounce that. As you can see here, last 2 months, right, doesn't actually want to load. So July was 10th, and then August, September, and October is now 12 games. I think this is it's limited to, it says this month only, but I guess the 2 last months it said the same. I don't know why that word is so hard to say, but it is apparently. Anyways, that is going to be the end of this overview of the games. I am looking forward to most of them, especially I guess Tropico 6. I'm not really too much into city builders. I did play City Skylines, and of course I have SimCity and some of the more resource-based games like Banished, I think it's called. Autonauts, I as I said, have been thinking about buying myself. God of Duty is probably just a game I would play just for fun, maybe with a couple of friends if they get the games as well. Then I am a pretty big fan of RPG games, so this one at least, and this one, maybe this one, not too sure. Those two at least are going to be fun. I do actually like a good simulation game, so if this is a good simulation game, I'm probably going to play this a lot. I did play Fallout Shelter. That's why I know that I think it's similar to this one. So I might try Basement out, but I do kind of quickly get bored with games like these. Then a couple adventure games and a kind of horror game as well. So I guess this is, well, yeah, I said these two. So I guess it is a good month. If I only had to choose 10 games, I would choose everything except this one and this one. So there you have it. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like and maybe consider subscribing to the channel as well if you want to see more. In the next month, I might not be as fast as I am today. I just had the time right now, so I did it. I am going to, as I mentioned in a video uploaded a couple hours ago, I am going to play some Assassin's Creed on Twitch when I get the time in the next week, maybe even this weekend, depending how much time I have. So yeah, I think that's about it. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.